Okay, so this video has been in my I need to commentate on this list for quite a while. Basically what happened was the Amazing Atheist made a few videos on black people, so then a whole bunch of people were like, "You're racist!" Then he made a video saying, "No, I'm not." And then Mr. I am oblivious to reality here is going to explain to us why TJ is racist.
I'm Oblivion here.
No, you're oblivious.
I was going to make a video for a while, kind of getting bored with YouTube, but
Please don't make videos ever again.
I saw this video flash across my screen.
And a glowing light that I knew I had to make an awful response to it.
The title was just provocative for me to click the link. It's called Don't Call Me Racist. And this is kind of a sequel to another video he did, 20 questions about something that black people asked on BuzzFeed or something like that.
Actually, the video was about the Black Business School, I think is what it was called, asking questions that BuzzFeed didn't ask.
And I watched the video, and it was a steaming pile of shit. And basically, I'm going to respond to the first 2 points he made in the video. At the end of the video, he just says, well, I'm not a racist because A, B, C, and D. And they're all actually pretty good reasons. But the first 2 points that he made were pretty shitty. So I'm going to just make a video response to it.
Okay, can you actually make that video response, or are you just going to tell us how a video response works for the next couple of hours? Seriously, just get to the point and be like, "Hey guys, I'm Oblivious here, and today I'm gonna make a video response, where I'm gonna respond to a video, and it's gonna be responding to this video that I'm going to be responding to."
And just go from there. I'm gonna play his video and respond accordingly.
Oh, okay, we get it, just play the video.
So, without further ado, let's get started.
I'm so excited!
You know, ever since I started talking about race on my channel, several bloggers of some note have labeled...
Okay, look, I don't have a problem with you not showing the original video. In fact, I find it kind of nitpicky to claim that you're not. But, can you please turn TJ's video up? Please? I can barely hear TJ's video compared to you. Even in my old videos, you could usually hear the video just fine. I mean, this is important for, a video response. It sounds like TJ's whispering this, like, "Hey guys, the Amazing Atheist here, and today I'm gonna do a video about racism."
...be a racist. Normally, these sort of spurious versions aren't of any consequence to me, but in this case, I do have to take...
I like how uninterested he looks, too.
...offense.
TJ, you started your career on YouTube, and I use that term loosely.
Because you're just such an epic wreck master like that.
Poning people and arguing with people on the internet. You literally have a show called The Drunken Peasants.
As opposed to figuratively having a show called The Drunken Peasants.
Where you systematically look for people on the internet that you find funny, or maybe people who make videos against you, and pwn them.
No, The Drunken Peasants covers news, politics, and far more than just people who don't like TJ. Literally, go to the Drunken Peasants wiki. Their articles about people usually start with TJ starting out the, "Hey, this video is stupid," not the other way around. Are you looking at me? What's the... why were you tilting your head there?
No one gives a fuck about what you're offended about.
Well, clearly you do.
Not to mention all the times that you go around responding to Christians and trying to make them all look stupid, and
he doesn't need to try.
All other religious groups that you don't particularly agree with. You spent your entire time on YouTube offending everyone. No one gives a flying fuck that you're offended.
Yes, he offended everyone, except for those over 1 million people who decided to subscribe to him.
Let's just get that out of the way. I'm going to continue the video now. I'm
going to be pressing this little triangle button that allows me to continue playing the video and responding to the video that I'm going to be responding to. I think you haven't got that this is a video response yet.
The main reasons offered up for why I'm a racist were that I said that black culture is a victim cult, and I said I didn't particularly have a problem with gentrification. Both of these statements have been treated as though they were the bitter tirades of a disgruntled Klansman from back in the days when lynchings were still commonplace in America.
Oh, get over yourself. No one thinks you're a Klansman.
Oh my God, TJ used hyperbole. I better take it seriously.
You don't have the balls to be a Klansman.
What? I don't even know. What?
And also, I'm just gonna get this out of the way. I don't think you're racist. I think you're racially insensitive, and I think you're an asshole that occasionally shares your opinion about something without any tact, and then you act surprised when people give you a backlash.
He didn't.
That's my opinion of you.
Okay.
So let's talk about this gentrification for a second.
Okay. Look, the thing is, TJ isn't particularly angry that anyone's giving a backlash to him. At least I didn't get that vibe. You might have got it, but I really didn't. I just got the vibe that he was saying these people in this one case were wrong. I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
Second. So basically, you don't have a problem with it, and you know what? That's totally fine. But
I'm not bitter that you disagree with me. Who said that?
Basically, I mean, you make a comment later in this video that I will address. But
Did I mention this is a video response yet?
It's uprooting people's lives. You're basically saying that you're okay with moving people out of their homes, probably their lifelong homes, to make a damn Starbucks so it's a nicer shopping experience for you. Yes, that is an asshole thing to say. Yes, you're going to piss people off. Maybe you care, maybe you don't. But some people are going to throw racism into that because they think that you're specifically targeting black neighborhoods.
Even though, you know, poverty is not exclusive to the black community. This is the thing, you know, people were saying, no, Governor Schneider was racist because, you know, he put lead water in Flint, Michigan. No, he wasn't racist. He was just anti-poor people. Okay? Poverty is not a particularly black issue. You know, I remember someone, I forget who it was, said, you know, we force black people to live in these ghettos. No, we don't. Black people can leave anytime they want.
And in the video that you're referencing, the 20 answers for black people, I believe it was, or maybe it was another one, you basically said thugs, the word thugs. And we all know the negative connotations that word has. Everyone associates the word thugs with black people.
Okay, so you're saying the word thugs has a racial connotation to it. Which is funny because you know what other word has a racial connotation to it? Racist. When you think racist, you are thinking a white person, aren't you? Oh my God. So by your logic, saying racist would be racially insensitive. Meaning you are being anti-white by saying racist.
Which isn't your fault, but you use that word and you have to accept the consequences of how people react.
In the same way you're using the word racist.
Just like if I yell the C word.
You mean Crocker? I know that's not the word. That's the joke.
You know what I'm talking about. If I go out there and I yell that word out in public, I'm probably going to get a few stares and probably someone's going to curse me out. You have to accept the consequences of what you say.
Says the guy who made a video after this saying, you know, the amazing atheist fan base is being mean to me. Like, I think it's actually in the related video. Up next, let's see. Oh yeah, but her amazing atheist fans, you didn't accept the consequences. Why should TJ accept your consequences? Or if you are going to accept, you know, the consequences other people have.
And when you act shocked, you look like an even bigger asshole. So let's keep going.
I'm gonna keep responding to this here video.
I'll start with the gentrification.
Hey, I'll stop that joke.
My opinion on gentrification is more of a personal opinion than a political position. I was answering a direct question posed to all white people about gentrification, and I simply answered the question. What I said was that I honestly would rather go to a shopping center full of stores and restaurants than a slum filled with poverty and crime.
Who wouldn't? No one's arguing with you about that. But that's not how you said it in the video.
Yes, it is. That is literally word for word how he said it. What he said was, would I rather go to a slum filled with criminals who would rather shoot me than look at me? Or as soon as shoot me. Or, you know, cafes, restaurants, dining centers, Starbucks, etc. That's how he said that. He didn't phrase it that differently.
And that's what people have a problem with.
That he said the same thing in with slightly different wording.
There's not even a racial component to this opinion, all right?
It was the fact that you said thugs. And you know, when you say that word, that people automatically think you're saying what?
And you keep saying the word racist. And you know when people say that word, you're automatically thinking, what?
Black people.
White people.
A lot of words have racial connotations.
Like racist. You see what I mean here?
Thugs just happens to be one that's associated with black people. Whenever you hear the word thugs, that's automatically what people think. And it's not fault, but it's the word that you chose to use, and that is why people are upset at you. Let's keep going.
Right? If I found out that a nearby trailer park full of poor people was soon transformed into a bustling sea of commerce, I'd also be fine with that. Because let's be real, the problem faced by poor people in America is not gentrification, it's poverty. And since no one in America seems to want to address that problem, I don't see why I should have to give a fuck about Tamika's rent skyrocketing because they built a Starbucks next to her.
Okay, so no one cares about you not caring about Tamika.
Except for you, because you made this video talking about him not caring about Tamika.
Alright, this hypothetical girl you came up with. But you do come off as an asshole when you say you don't give a shit about it. You can't help how people react. That's what you said. You have.
He isn't trying to help out people. He is simply saying, this is wrong. This is why it's wrong. Like what you're doing to TJ right now.
To accept the consequences of what you said. I know I sound like a broken record, but I think you need to hear it from someone else's perspective before.
Why, yes, this YouTube channel with over 1 million subs who regularly hosts 2-hour-long streams which is dedicated to hearing other people's perspective has never heard someone else's perspective ever.
You know, you have your final thoughts and final say on something. So let's keep going.
You know what's going to happen to her? She's going to move out of the apartment and go live in a different shitty apartment somewhere else.
Okay, this is the point I wanted to address earlier. So imagine this. Imagine that there's a young lady who grew up in a neighborhood. You know, she gets married, has children. She grows older. Has their children have grandchildren. They all live in the same house, maybe. A lot of birthdays, anniversaries, a lot of memories. People growing up, a lot of the kids and grandkids' first words, maybe graduation parties. You know, all these memories are in this home. And you're saying that you're okay with all that being taken away from them. They want to build a Starbucks or a shopping center, a Chipotle, Panera Bread next door. You're okay with people's lives being uprooted. Now,
okay, this leaves me with some interesting points. I will agree with you that TJ did come off as a jerk there. However, I'd argue what you're arguing is more a problem with capitalism instead of a problem with what TJ is saying. Sad truth is capitalism doesn't really care about how you feel. If you do not like that, then complain about capitalism, not TJ. Okay? However, at the same time, what if it wasn't that house? What if it was a drug house? Or no, not even a drug house. What if it was a murder house? Where people have been raped, where people have been dissolved in acid, where people have died in slow, painful deaths. And you're saying you're not okay with that house being gentrified. So they could build a place that isn't going to kill people. You see, if you want to just sit here and say, well, think about people who could be in there, okay. If you want to make up these hypotheticals, I'm going to make them up too.
that doesn't make you racist. But it certainly does make you an asshole. You sound very callous when you say that.
Oh, Nad.
When it's time to move to underwear, it's time for new Pampers Easy Ups. Easy Ups are our first and only.
Does make you an asshole and sound very callous when you say that. And, you know, you've been on
jerk just because I don't care about some Pampers commercial. Okay, because I am.
a long time, and you've been a callous, apathetic asshole for a long time. but you can't act surprised when people get outraged when you say shit like that. So, let's keep going.
Let's keep okay, fine. I know I said I wouldn't do that joke.
The tragedy of her life is not being displaced from one shithole to another shit. The tragedy of her life is that she has to live in shitholes to begin with. Don't you agree?
I mean, it could be, but you don't know the girl's life.
Neither do you. Again, consider my hypothetical scenario. The person was a psychopath, a killer, a rapist, so much more. No one knows their life. You can't act, oh, well, just because this might be like this, we can't do it anywhere. What if it was actually the home of a horrible person?
You don't know if she's handicapped. You don't know if she's...
You don't know if she's a criminal.
disabled.
You don't know if she's a registered serial killer.
Maybe she can only afford to live there in the immediate area. Maybe she's not comfortable anywhere else.
Okay, affording maybe, but comfortability, well, I'm sorry she's more comfortable off on the street. Oh god, that came out far worse. Again, this comes off more as an issue with capital. Okay, I take back the I'm sorry she only lives on the street. Let me explain. Again, this is more of a problem with capitalism than with gentrification specifically. Do not take your anti-capitalist anger out on TJ, is basically what I'm saying. This is what it feels like. Even when you're making valid points, it feels like you're only doing it to TJ for sort of bottled up anger gimmick. That's not what I recommend doing.
Again, you sound very callous. And I mean, I don't know why you're shocked.
He isn't. He's acting calm.
And when you're talking about other racial groups' issues, yeah, it does sound a little racist.
Okay, so you cannot talk about white issues ever. You know, I actually saw a video talking about, racism that you've faced. Well, you don't know that white person's life. You don't know how he's experienced. See, you can't talk about issues then. What can we talk about? That's my question to you. I'm Oblivion.
Now, you're allowed to have opinions. You're allowed to have opinions about other races. No one's stopping you.
Except for the fact that you are trying to stop him.
But people are going to react the way they react, whether you agree with how they react or not. So, let's keep going.
As for the thing about black culture being a victim cult, let me contextualize this a little. In my eyes, it's right with victim cults. Most of modern feminism is a victim cult. Most religions are victim cults. Anytime a group of people views everything that conveniences them as all of society slighting them, that's a victim cult. How many fake racial controversies have we seen play out in the media? The Oscars didn't nominate enough black people according to black people. That's racist. This Gap ad, racist. Why? Because the black girl is being used as a prop.
You blame black people for what stories the media puts out.
He isn't. He is just saying that. Like, partly it's black people who keep saying this. I honestly believe that if more black people were speaking out against stuff like this, these fake racist stories, the media would stop focusing on them. Because then the media would learn, okay, no, not even the black people agree with us, we gotta quit. No, he's not blaming black people for what the whole world focuses on. He's blaming black people for letting this slip by and not talking about it.
You simply can't. That's not fair. People watch the news casually, you do, and they see things, and some things outrage them, and some things don't. There are emotional reactions. There are things that emotionally disturb vegans when they see animals being tortured.
Yeah, but this isn't like animals being tortured. This is a fake story TJ's talking about. Again, like, my suggestion is that, I don't know, I honestly do feel that if more black people were speaking out against these fake racist stories, the media would stop focusing on them. You can help that, because you are black.
Religious persecution, that's something you react to. I mean, we all
You actually don't people react to everything, considering how vague of a term react is.
have our triggers, as you would put it, and I don't like using that word because I find it absurd, but that's a pretty appropriate word for this. So yeah, that's absolutely right. Let's keep going.
Let's keep it okay. Like it wasn't a funny joke.
Funnily enough, it turns out that these two girls are actually sisters. So is this girl racist against her own fucking sister? Someone used the term hard worker. Ooh, that's racist too. I did a whole video on that fucking debacle. When it comes to Black America, anything that could be perceived as a slight will be. Just like feminists who say we live in a...
Probably in the media. But have you ever tried talking to a black person face to face about these issues? Or do you just go on the internet and say shit and hope someone responds, and that's your accurate interpretation of how black people really feel? Or
Yes, because as we all know, once you become a YouTuber who says something that could be somewhat conceived as racist, that means you have never met a black person in your life. Ever. You're going to talk about how you don't know people's life. You don't know TJ's life. Maybe he actually consulted with black people to, make sure this wasn't racist. I'm not saying he did. I'm just saying if you want to pull the whole, oh, you don't know about his life card with the gentrification thing, I would pull it whenever I can with you.
maybe you're reading a bunch of shit on the internet. Let me tell you something. There's a lot of black people in this country, and a lot of them go to work, pay their bills, and just live their lives, and be neutral about some of these things. You ever think of that, TJ?
He's not responding to the neutrals, though. He's responding to these people in particular. You are basically saying, well, you didn't spend 40 minutes saying, now I know not every single part of every single group is exactly like this one, because even though that's irrelevant to the point I'm making, but still...
We're not all raving lunatics. Every time something happens in the media, we go out and protest.
He never were.
There's a good number of us who do, but it's not the entire black race.
Oh my god. I guess. But the thing is, he's specifically talking about the black people who do protest. He is specifically talking about the Black Lives Matter activists. More particularly, to quote Lily Pete, the Tupac wannabes who legitimately got caught breaking the law. Now, I'm not saying every Black Lives Matter activist is a Tupac wannabe who legitimately got caught breaking the law. I'm just saying that it's an undeniable fact that there's a good amount of Black Lives Matter activists who are.
If that's what you really think, you have a skewed version of reality. Let's keep going.
Let's get... Oh god. Oh god. The joke is coming. He wants me to do the joke. Oh god. Let's get responding to this video.
Rape culture. Just like right-wing Christians cry out losing their religious freedom and gay people oppressed. It's impossible not to offend people who are determined to be offended no matter what.
Like you're being offended, for example?
And I totally know what that word means. Why am I doing a southern accent for you? And I totally know what that word, that word actually means. I can't do a black accent for the life of me. Do black people have accents? I don't know. A ghetto accent. How's that? I don't know. You're not a ghetto person, but who cares? That might actually have been racist. And your mind exploded and you died.
Anyways, guys, that's pretty much my video towards TJ. Don't call me racist. I don't think you're racist, TJ. But you are a callous, apathetic asshole. And I think you shouldn't be surprised when people respond. And if you can't handle that, perhaps you should get off the internet.
Well, in that case, can't wait to see your response to this video. I'm Sif Road Joe, and good night.